Hello, Scorpio, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and today I have an intuitive spiritual message for you on your journey this week. It will also contain the information that you need to spur yourself on in a positive direction. So let's get started with your theme card of the energy of the universe. We start with the moon. This card has been coming up a lot recently. Okay. The moon is asking for lightning sharp discernment. Is that a phrase? But very accurate, very pinpointed discernment. When the moon is in control, there's a lot of shifts, there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of, um, it seems cliche to say things aren't what they seem, but people wear different masks. Things appear to be beneficial when they're not, or things appear to be not beneficial when they are. There's just a little bit of a topsy-turviness to the world when the moon is in control. So what that requires from you is seeing very deeply. When I look at this card, I look at the pathway here, and this is some kind of archway, or almost like a rite of passage. So we're going through there, and once you can get through these two pillars, then all of a sudden you're able to be in the free and clear. It's about challenging yourself to really see, to really understand what's going on. At the same time that you're kind of going with the flow, we've got a water card here with this moon, and going where you're literally going with the flow, but seeing exactly what's going on within that flow and not just being swept away by the tide. All right. Now, your personal energy card, the energy that you're with this week, we've got the Five of Wands. So a lot of activity. They're not being, oh, my guides are not being super gentle. This is a lot of unnecessary activity, Scorpio, whether it's distractions or little fights or sparrings with people. This is not really energy that you need to be involved with this week. It's something that is consuming your energy, but it's not something that helps you with this energy here. I love this card because I think it's just so perfect the way it depicts the energy. The five boys kind of fighting, and they're having a good time. It's good natured. So there's no real serious losses or gains, but at the same time, we're not going anywhere. We're just kind of going around and around. Okay, so I'm really curious to see what the rest of your message is going to be, Scorpio. And as I pull your cards, I'd love to encourage you to hit that like button or subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much for continuing to be a part of a channel that is focused on spiritual growth and positivity. So, so glad. You're just so glad you're here. Okay. Right. We've got our blindfolds on. We've got Six of Swords. We've got Two of Wands, and we have the Two of Swords. This is why these cards, what I just told to you about, or what I just shared with you about these two cards, this is uber important. Discernment over useless use of energy. There is an opportunity for healing. There is an opportunity for growth and a new journey forward, a chance to leave a situation that is just no longer helpful, no longer serving you, and is no longer in your highest good. And there's the idea that you would get a lot of help, a lot of indications as to when it's time to take this journey and where to go. And what I mean is that I've always seen it as this figure, this woman figure is the one taking the journey, and these male figures in the back, we've got one guarding her and one guiding her. So you're not out there on your own, just swimming blindly in the middle of the ocean. You have help and support either from the other side or from people in your life. Don't have to be men. But you have that protective, supportive energy working for you and willing to show you and be with you when it's time to move on. Now, however, at the same time, we've got a little bit of this going on. Two of Wands with the Two of Swords. So a path that looks like it's going to lead you into the future, but it leads you into some place where you're completely stuck and you're not sure where to go. This Two of Swords can mean different things, especially in this deck, but right now I feel like it leads us to a place where we get stuck, where we're just not sure which path to choose. So this one, it's funny because this is like looking out into the future. This is getting stuck. This is moving on from the past. And so I believe there is our key, Scorpio. You're being asked to move forward from the past rather than look into the future. Okay? Looking into the future, you really don't need to worry about, because as long as you're taking care of your present, then the future becomes a present. Pardon the pun there. I love puns. But the idea is, as long as you're in a good place in the present moment, the law of attraction will bring you good places in your future. You don't have to cast or project out into there. This future that we see with the Two of Wands is not a solid future. You see how close I have to hold this to the camera so that you can actually see the figure on there. It's not a solid thing. It's a possibility or a promise, but it's a possibility or promise that's leading you nowhere, because there's some healing that still needs to be done from the past. So this is about listening for when it's time, not pushing or forcing, but listening for when it's time. Like I said, you've got protective and supportive guidance around you and within you. And as long as you're connected to that, you're going to have the timing. I love the way the colors are interacting on these cards. It's like the colors on these cards are encapsulated in this one, but it's so much more intense. It's so much more deep. And it kind of goes with these. It's kind of similar green going on. And then the water is, it's not the same color, but it's kind of a similar vibe. So that's interesting as well, because we have so above, so below. And that's what's so hard to see right now, because it's just not on the surface. It's not something that I'm like, yeah, that's going to have a sign on its forehead and you should go that direction. It's felt from the inside. It's known from the inside. And that's why it's so important to discern, to be razor sharp with your discernment, Scorpio, because you do not want to be stuck at a dead end this week or ever, but especially this week. Okay, Scorpio, thank you for sharing your time and energy with me. It's always great to do these readings. I really, really enjoy them. And if you're looking for some intuitive readings, I've got some different offerings, one-on-one readings, as well as guidance packages. So if you're curious about the different offerings for the guidance packages, please check out soulguidancewithadriana.com. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Have an awesome rest of your day.